I've been done school for 3 months now. 2 months when this vlog begins. The end of May was spent taking in my final moments with friends in Montreal before leaving for the summer. I was going to Spain with my mom and then moving back to Copenhagen. Surprise, surprise. This vlog is all about soaking in those final moments in Montreal, including grad weekend. It's about spending time with my family, seeing friends, enjoying the spring weather, which in Montreal terms is summer weather, humidity and heat. Love it. I try new restaurants, talk about books I plan to read this summer, and set the tone for the next few months of my life, which I've been taking care to think about. I hope you enjoy this last Montreal vlog for a while. I'm doing my best to bring things to you as in real time as I can, so here's my attempt at that. Starting this one strong with a shopping date with Mila. This is one thing I always miss about Montreal when I leave. My balades on Saint Laurent, browsing my favorite shops, people watching. This was a beautiful day, made even better by a delicious dinner outing in the evening. Reformation Devon Lee Carlson collab dress. I'm obsessed with pink brown polka dot combo. These shoes are Swacardi, Jamie Fairley Reformation collab. I spent a good chunk of the day reading The Vegetarian by Han Kang. It is so rare for me to start a book and be obsessed from the get-go. Sometimes it just takes a couple pages to get into. This second page I was hooked. I feel like it's gonna be one of those books that makes me rethink my entire existence. Let's go eat. I soaked in every sunny day as best I could, enjoying my back porch in the mornings, sipping on matchas, reading books with my snuggle buddy. This is probably the thing I will miss most about leaving home, Jamie, and this friggin' porch setup. Adorable.
Notice how she didn't bark at all?
She's getting used to you. And of course, I will miss my serenades.
My hair hurts right now.
Jamie.
Can't remember how to play it. I'm gonna cry. Getting ready for therapy. I'm in a really good mood. I'm like, I don't even know what I want to talk about, which is rare. Gonna top everything off with Les 41 Le Labo. Ow. This is the best perfume to ever exist. Oh, it makes me happy. I was literally thinking about this, but when I leave for Copenhagen for 2 months, I'm gonna have to decide what fragrance I'm bringing. And I think this is gonna be This is a top contender. I feel like it's a summer scent, so I kind of need to. Actually, I'm 100% bringing this one. Anyway, today is kind of like a housekeeping day in a sense. I have a lot of work that I need to get done that I have not been getting done because it's been so sunny. Lots of editing, I have a call, I have to shoot stuff. And then tonight I have a fun event at Bowie, which I have been meaning to go to. It's like this new spot in the city that looks so fun with Milk makeup. And then I'm meeting up with friends after for drinks, people I haven't seen in a while. Lots of reunions this week. I'm like, I feel not guilty. I don't like going to therapy without something to talk about. Like usually I always have something because I'm a freaking anxious person and I always make things out of nothing. But I'm feeling really at peace right now, which is weird because I am in my PMS phase, whatever. Luteal, is that the good one or the bad one? I forget. Whatever the bad one is, that's where I am in my cycle, but I don't feel it at all, which is rare. I think we'll probably find something to talk about knowing myself. I love starting my day out with therapy. It like sets the tone for my entire week in a good way, and I'm kind of sad now that I'm leaving that I won't be able to be consistent with it. I was so anti-therapy for a minute, not anti for others, but anti for myself. I was like, I don't need that. I know more about myself than anyone else ever could. What's the point? Waste of time. I'll never find someone I like. It took me a minute, but I found someone I like, and it has made my life so much better. Like I know I've talked 1,000 million times about this, but every single time I leave feeling like, oh, I have a new perspective on my situation or on myself and how I deal with things. I fucking love therapy. I'm gonna wear this Mad Happy set. It makes me feel bundled. I think I'm finally feeling like things are falling into place in my life, and that's giving me so much, not even comfort because everything's kind of all over the place, but it's making me feel like I'll be okay. And more I'm getting super excited about this next chapter of my life, and not having school as the main thing is scary a little, but very fun. I can't wait to talk about The Vegetarian by Han Kang, because what is going on in this novel? It's like the most odd, intriguing book I have ever read. I cannot put it down, but at the same time I'm like, what is going on? She won the Nobel Prize in literature for this novel, so it's legit. Let's go. No, like I'm unwell. I have recently been listening to music to fall asleep, which is a bad habit I picked up in high school. And in high school, I did not sleep because of it, because once I start my music dreams, there's no going to sleep. Like, I get lost in that stuff. I love being a dreamer. I think that it benefits me in so many ways, and it makes me happy and keeps me creative. I don't know. I've just always been that person that I can fall into daydreams very easily. I think that's why I romanticize my life so much. It just is how I assess situations happening around me. Once I started dreaming, the rest was history. It's just like, I don't care to sleep. I'd rather be in this whatever dream world of mine. Apparently it's because I'm like a Pisces somehow, or like I have a Pisces in my chart. Look, don't ask me about astrology. I actually know nothing. I love this blush. I love blush a little too much, I think. Where was I going? Oh, I've just fallen back into that habit of listening to music before bed, and so I haven't been sleeping at all. I am one of those people that I could go to bed at 7, I'm still gonna wake up at 7:45. This is the best cigarette of my life. I promised myself not to pick at my face this week, and my skin has been looking so much better. So all that to say that I've been running on no sleep because I'm living in a fantasy in my era of I'd rather daydream than sleep. I love it. It's yes, an escape. It helps me visualize my goals because I daydream about legitimately everything in my life. I am a romantic. That is kind of my energy going into the summer. Being more of a romantic, less of a, not realist, but like, I need to take like a makeup class. Yeah, I'm just giving myself kind of the goal / challenge to be more of a romantic. It's not just like romantically speaking, it's more how I view life and things, trusting that things will fall into place. Romanticizing life, the best thing you can do for yourself, because I mean, that's just like your perspective on life, right? How you choose to see things affects how you experience life, obviously. Being a romantic too, I think, for me at least, is not expecting the worst. And not that I'm like a pessimist, but I have a hard time like trusting people. I'm a bit more reserved in life. I'm not like a daredevil. Well, not that I want to be a daredevil, no shade, but like that's not my line of life. I am very happy not going on roller coasters. That's just not for me. When I think of the past year and a bit, I've stayed within my comfort zone a lot more than I would have liked to, and so being a romantic in my definition is exiting my comfort zone and trusting that things will pan out in a way that will be fun and good, not expecting the worst. It's not even that I have trust issues. I more just have like this conviction that the only person I can really trust is myself. I keep a wall up with most people. Obviously, like I have people that guard is down, but it's very rare and very hard for me to build relationships like that. I don't want to be that kind of person that is closed off to everyone. I think I just want to work on shifting my energy, be someone who's more open and approachable. So I think I just need to be a bit more intentional about my mindset going into certain situations. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I have a good relationship with myself, but then I go into the world and I'm like scared of people. I've had really bad social anxiety the past couple months. I think I've gotten quite better. Honestly, I do best in a space where I don't know anybody. When I'm going somewhere where I know a lot of people, literally I really struggle. And that's what I'm kind of doing tonight, so it's a good challenge. I'm gonna put this vibe into motion of exiting my body and reminding myself that all these fears and anxieties are very much in my head. I'm someone who overthinks, I spiral, and I make things out of nothing. Someone will say something mean and I will think about it all day and all night and all week maybe. I'm really trying to work on that. I'm very sensitive. Yeah, I find it really hard to be perceived, as we all do on some level. I'm a journaler, like I love to journal. When I don't feel good, when I'm feeling really anxious, putting my thoughts on paper helps me organize my thoughts and feel better about things that are making me feel bad. But I don't always have the energy to sit down and write. I had a day where I was literally just like hating myself so much. Making non-issues into issues. Classic. I was plagued with all the worst feelings you could ever feel, being so negative. So I went on a 2-hour walk, used my voice, like the voice memo app on my phone, pep talked myself as if I was talking to a friend. I got like all my thoughts out. And then I have that voice memo to listen to a couple months from now, which is also very cool. I love that. Like I love reading past journal entries. I love listening to old voice memos and like seeing how I've changed and all that. But it really helped me realize that I was not being crazy, but just being really irrational. And this is what my whole therapy was about this morning. Letting go. I have a really hard time doing that. Letting go before it starts to bother me. For example, someone will say something that will really hurt my feelings. And instead of starting to spiral and thinking, oh my God, is this true? I just remind myself of how I have been in similar situations in the past. I just remember how I felt once I got over it. And I just kind of try to fast track that process and just reminding myself it's not worth all the energy and the anxiety that I'm going to give myself, which is obviously easier said than done. But because I know myself quite well and I know the patterns that I fall into, I've been trying to like sidestep the system that is my brain. And then I also talked in therapy about the role that I've taken in my life in a lot of relationships I have. Like I really care about how other people feel, which I love about myself. Sometimes I will put other people's feelings before my own. Something I really struggle with. I sometimes have a hard time trusting that other people will be okay. I don't give them that confidence, I should say. It's so draining and it's made it hard for me to like forge my own identity. And so now I'm entering a new era of trying to do that. I've been spending so much more time asking myself questions about what I want and how I feel. Getting to know myself better has been like the most awesome. And that's why I think I'm feeling all this excitement about the summer, because it's like, this is my time to get to know myself, kind of let loose a little, let go. A lot of therapy is like focus on yourself, and it becomes very much about you, yourself, and yourself. That's not how I like to function in life. Like I do care very much about people around me and about relationships. I just don't really believe in the mindset of put yourself first no matter what. There is an in-between. I've just been on one extreme for a while, so I'm trying to find more of a middle ground that allows me to move through life not feeling so burdened by everything. School feels so heavy, work feels so heavy, my relationships feel so heavy. It shouldn't be that way. Okay, I have to run. I don't know how I feel about this outfit, but this Cat the, like I'm literally flashing you. This Cat the Label bra is everything, and then this Amelia top, and then Scarlett and Sam pants. It's just like classic.
C'est tellement beau.
Is this Le Miac appropriate? With my blazer, I went to Rooney this morning and I got the most beautiful pieces from Paloma Wool. They're the only store in Montreal that carries Paloma Wool, I am pretty sure. I got this beautiful tube top that has mesh polka dots. You can't really tell. Oh, there you go. So beautiful, so summery. Then I got this skirt. It's like a long, meaty skirt, kind of like a tan pinstripe. So up my alley. And I got a pair of shoes. Really cute ballerinas. I actually might wear these to dinner. They're like a cool dark blue navy. Another goodie, sombrero. I've been wanting to kind of expand my ring collection. I wear just very minimalistic, simple jewelry, which I love because it goes well with everything, but I like to play around. So we have this to add to the collection now, this beautiful birthstone ring. So it's nature's quiet expression of patience. I'm so type A in life, but I'm trying not to be as much because I get anxious over things because I'm like always in a rush. So this will hopefully ground me. The Waiting Room, this Australian clothing brand that makes the most amazing pieces. Sent both Mila and I pieces from their new collection. It's Australian winter, so it's like trenches, but these two tops are perfect for summer. I think Mila's wearing the white one, and so I'm thinking maybe I should wear the black one and we can match and be cute little twins. Or do I keep it a bit sexy? Why do I overthink these things? I love this top.
And bang, not bound.
Break the shell. I want to get a third. Babe,
Going to Pilates. My first time doing a workout and I don't even know. That was really fun. I have no strength, so I'll switch all that today. Let me. Of the evening by this office. Good morning. Slower start to the day. Did my laundry, did some organizing, started packing. One of those days where I'm just getting everything done around the house that I can. Now it's time to leave the house and run some errands. I have to go pick up a package. I just showered, just why my hair is up in a updo. This jacket is everything. It's from Rains, Danish. Rain jackets I find are like the most boring thing ever, and they find a way to make them so stylish. I would wear this if it wasn't raining. It's sick. Oh wait, stop. You're lying. That is sick. Leave it to the freaking Danes to make the coolest shit. We can just like open it halfway. Yeah, so that's insane. Rest of the day is looking like packing, editing. I'm trying to get out some of these videos from last summer. I'm sorry that I'm so freaking slow. Hopefully they're still enjoyable to watch. I'm trying to like integrate some commentary and talk about the books that I was reading and stuff so that it's not boring. I'm so nostalgic, but it's getting me so excited for summer. Editing, I'm really gonna try to edit in real time this summer. Putting it into the universe. Okay, let's go. Just made this drink. Matcha hojicha latte. I don't know if you can see the color. Wait, there's like a degradation ombre. Okay, let's taste. Let's mix her up. Oh, whoa. That is so good. Whoa. This is fantastic. I'm just hitting a afternoon low. I hate this weather. Also, my grad ceremony is tomorrow and I'm really anxious about it. The only reason I'm doing this is for my future self. But I am a Leo baby, and when I was young, I was an attention whore. Me as a child, I was a menace. Loved attention, loved the theatrics. I still love the theatrics, but in public settings, when all eyes are riveted onto me for whatever reason, I get so anxious and I get like flushed and stuff. I have stage fright. I'm packing for Spain right now. top of mind is what books am I gonna pack? I know I promised I would do a book review video, and I will eventually, somehow, I promise. I thought I would share all the books I'm considering. I'll probably end up reading all of them at some point, or I hope I will. These are all the books I'm considering. I'm just such an overpacker at heart. I'm always like, well, what if? Let's be realistic for once in my life. First, we have Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. These are essays. These essays are political and they are personal. They are like feminism flawed, but they come from a genuine place, being in the program that I'm in, or that I was in. I have read Roxane Gay's work before. I kind of made a promise to myself to stay well read. I remember pre-university when I was a science student and how much I struggled with like the critical thinking aspect of things because I did not read. I want to stay curious, stay interested, and these types of books force you to think about things. There are people who are so good at making theory incredibly enjoyable. I think of Sarah Ahmed, who is so creative in the way that she theorizes and writes so beautifully. Her theory does not feel like theory to me. It feels like I'm reading a story because the way that she writes is so poetic, but then like the points that she's making are so complex. Anyways, that's the kind of theory that I'm into. Hopefully this is kind of like that as well. This is a limited edition novel and it is so beautiful. Next, Susan Sontag on women. These are essays as well on the challenges and humiliations women face as they age, relationship between women's liberation and class struggle, beauty, which Sontag calls that over-rich brew of so familiar opposites, feminism, fascism in film. Yeah, I'm curious, like this is just so up my alley. Womanhood, aging, and the griefs associated with existing as a woman in the world. I love books with chapters. This kind of mimics that experience of reading and having breaks. I really enjoy like short stories and essays for that reason. Joan Didion, South and West, excerpts from 2 notebooks that she kept in the 70s. Read together, they form a piercing view of the American political and cultural landscape at the time. Over her dialogue, interviews, drafts of essays, copies of articles, her acute observations about the small towns they passed through, her interviews with local figures, and their preoccupation with race, class, and heritage suggests the South largely unchanged today. The second part is about a trial, Patty Hearst trial. I've read Blue Nights and The Year of Magical Thinking. I like Joan Didion a lot, and I would be super curious to read something of hers that isn't about grieving and that is from before she lost her husband, her daughter. Next, we have Bad Behavior by Mary Gateskill. Short stories, got a theme going. It's set in Manhattan's Lower East Side about working class drug addicts, intelligent hookers, stable housewives, smug yuppies, and centrally deprived professionals. It depicts a cruel and tender world where romance and modern perversity go hand in hand. Gateskill delivers powerful stories of dislocation, longing, and desire that depict a disenchanted and rebellious urban fringe generation groping for human connection. I fear I need to read this immediately, if not sooner. I'm so down to read something set in New York. I like the idea of intelligent hookers and stable housewives existing in the same space. I'm curious about what would come of that. Interesting. Packing. No One Belongs Here More Than You. Again, stories by Miranda July. In these stories, July gives the most seemingly insignificant moments a sly potency. That alone sold me. So a benign encounter, a misunderstanding, a shy revelation can reconfigure the world. And I feel like I believe in that. Like I believe that, you know, one small interaction can mean so much for someone. So I love the idea of reading short stories about that. Packing. The Chairs Are Where the People Go. How to Live, Work, and Play in the City by Misha Gluberman with Sheila Hady. How should neighborhoods change? Is wearing a suit a good way to quit smoking? Why do people think that if you do one thing, you're against something else? Is monogamy a trick? Why isn't making the city more fun for you and your friends a super noble political goal? Why does a computer last only 3 years? How often should you see your parents? How should we behave at parties? Is marriage getting easier? What can spam tell us about the world? Together, they made a list of subjects, and as Misha talked, Sheila typed. He talked about games, relationships, cities, negotiation, improvisation. Sometimes what had seemed trivial began to seem important, and what had seemed important began to seem less so. So it's a self-help book for people who don't feel like they need help, and a how-to book that urges you to do things you don't really need to do. I love Sheila Hady. So Ali Smith, The Accidental. My mom recommended this to me. Apparently it's about like this family and someone comes in or visits and it changes all the dynamics in the family, which really makes me think of Second Place by Rachel Cusk, which I just finished. It pans in on the Norfolk holiday home of the Smart family one hot summer. There, a beguiling stranger called Amber appears at the door bearing all sorts of unexpected gifts, trampling over family boundaries and sending each of the Smarts scurrying from the dark into the light. So like family secrets, relationships shifting, a novel about the ways that seemingly chance encounters irrevocably transform our understanding of ourselves. The Untethered Soul, Michael A. Singer. This is definitely like more of a working on yourself type of book. My friend Luke gave it to me. Who are you really? What can you do each day to find this kind of inner peace and freedom? So it's kind of like about your inward journey, I guess, towards knowing yourself better. This book will transform your relationship with yourself and the world around you. I need to think beyond myself, but also kind of look within. Maybe a book like this will help me do that. So it like walks you through your relationship with your thoughts and emotions, helping you uncover the source and fluctuations of your inner energy. And then it delves into what you can do to free yourself from the habitual thoughts, emotions, and energy patterns that limit your consciousness. It sounds so self-helpy, but apparently it is incredible and life-changing, and my mom has it too, which I trust my mom. Maybe this is more of a gradual read, like a chapter a day kind of thing. An Apprenticeship or The Book of Pleasures by Clarice Lispector. I'm dead. The note at the start is, this book demanded a greater liberty that I was afraid to give. It is far above me. Humbly I tried to write it. I am stronger than I. This is a romantic novel. Oh, a Brazilian writer. This translated. And there's an afterword by Sheila Hady, and if Sheila Hady gives her stamp of approval, I'm in. In this romantic novel, Lori, a primary school teacher, is isolated and nervous, comfortable with children, but unable to connect with adults. When she meets Ulysses, a professor of philosophy, an opportunity opens. A chance to escape the shipwreck of introspection and embrace the love. Her attempt, as Sheila Hady writes in her afterword, is not only to love and to be loved, but also to be worthy of life itself. Unusual love story. I'm so down. I think 4 books is more than enough. The final 4, feeling good. Let's get back to packing.
No, it looks good.
No, it doesn't. Wait, can I?
Which side is it supposed to be on?
I don't know. I think you're fine. Are you embarrassed that I'm vlogging you? Guys, we're smarty pantses. Pantses. That was like really ironic. We're smarty pants.
Yeah. Tassel on the right side.
Graduate. So exciting. Sesame dressing. That is fresh. I love seaweed. Spicy tuna, crab, shrimp tempura, salmon, tuna. That's the end. That's it. Made a celebratory matcha hojicha. This is like my new obsession. I use Nami. Oh, is my boob out? I use Nami hojicha, which is amazing. Shout out Ashley. And then I just mix it with David's Tea matcha matsu, which is the matcha I've used forever. Coconut milk, goat milk mix. And it sprayed all over my beautiful white dress as I was making it. I need to put this in the wash like immediately. I can't believe I'm done. Ugh. I've been up since 6:45, so I need to lie down. I'm so exhausted. I'm gonna sip on this, read The Vegetarian, because I want to finish it before we leave tomorrow, because then my mom's gonna read it for her book club, which I'm excited about because I like never get to talk about books with anyone. I'm like Hunchback of Notre Dame right now. I need to head back downtown because I forgot to give in my regalia because I'm an idiot. So I have to do that before 5:30 and then probably go get drinks with some friends and just enjoy my last night in the city. Nagnata. Like I mentioned, I have to return my regalia. Gonna go do that and then hang out with Pippa and Rita, everyone, celebrate one last time. So bittersweet. Aesthetic.
Some kind of like sulfate.
Good First full day in Tossa de Mar. It's a really popular beach town, quite touristy. My vibe, and I think my mom's vibe too, is we just want to rest, relax. I'm so tired. I feel like I never dealt with my jet lag, so I've been doing this where I'm setting intentions for my weeks. I always kind of rolled my eyes at that vibe. Like sometimes my mom would be like, so what's your intention for the week? Or you know, like when people kind of impose it on you, you're like, okay, this is so cheesy. But ever since I finished school, I've been kind of doing that for myself, and it helps set the tone for the week in ways I could not even like anticipate. And I think it has a lot to do with the law of attraction and all these things, which I honestly don't know enough about to be speaking on. Putting affirmations out there, the energy gets returned to you. I've always believed in that, in energies. And isn't that just like physics or some shit? I haven't done physics in like 5 years, but so it's probably not. But the way that you think and go about life and your mindset, it affects everything. And so I've been setting intentions, and when I do, it actually pans out. My life ends up unfolding with that vibe. A couple weeks ago, I was like, this week I just want to have fun. I want to be a yes woman. I want to, I don't know, be more spicy. I like said all these things. Spicy. I don't know why I use the adjective so much, but I love it. Go with the flow and see where life takes me and have fun. And then I ended up going on a spontaneous trip that same week. All that to say, my intention for this week is to be reflective, spend quality time with my mom, and work on being more patient. I'm so impatient with my family. And I think it's because we're kind of alike in certain ways. The ways in which we're similar are ways in which don't like do well together, if that makes sense. It gets on my nerves that she does certain things that I would do. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that's also normal, like traveling with your parents or your family. Like there's bound to be little annoyances, but it's not at all overbearing, which is nice. We all have like big characters, which I know maybe I don't come off that way, but I have quite a bit of character. That makes it so that sometimes I feel myself just be a bit too feisty. And so I think this week is just like slowing down and letting myself be happy and content doing that. Spending quality time with my mom. We've been having such nice conversations, talking about things that I've never talked about with my mom. It's been so nice. I love her. Even though literally we just had a little riff because she ate a cookie I wanted. Not an actual riff, but I really wanted it. It's kind of been weighing a little bit on me the past month. What am I doing next? What project is next for me? What is something I want to put time and energy into either creating or coming up with, or I don't know, something that gives structure to my life, something that gives my life balance, that makes me excited and that keeps me curious and stimulated. I think that's something that school has always done for me, like stimulated me so much intellectually and also just like socially. And so I need to find a project for myself that does that, that is not school. For now, it's really like I have a summer of traveling. I want to kind of be a nomad, leave and be spontaneous, not have any strings attached anywhere, and just kind of do that because I've always wanted to do that and I feel like I've never been able to. It's like what people do on their gap year. I'm just gonna be away from home, which I've been craving, and I think it will help me figure out where I want to go next, whether that's Copenhagen or maybe New York. I don't know. All that to say, my intention for the week is to start shifting into that next chapter of thinking about what I want to do next without necessarily working towards it, because I find sometimes that's so overwhelming where it's like, okay, I have to start something now. I don't want to jump into anything. I only want to do things with intention. And so this next week and a bit is meant to kind of reflect on what that could be without feeling a pressure to start it right away. I think September for me is going to be new project time. I need some time to just be a post-grad, dipping my toes in a bunch of stuff, traveling, etc.
The first part is already out from our time in Barcelona, where I went to Primavera with some friends and Levi's. And then the rest of our time was spent on the Costa Brava, exploring beachside cities and towns, eating well, laying by the water, swimming, relaxing, reflecting, bonding. One of our first days on the beach, which was so surprisingly quiet, I met Christina, who was the absolute loveliest. And I just want to say, I hope you had an amazing exchange. And it meant the world to me that you came and said, hey. My mom and I kept talking about our interaction with you for days afterward because it meant so much and was so kind. Just wanted to say thanks for saying hi. It made my trip. My mom and I have always been close, but always with a bit of distance. I'm just one of those people that keeps things private and I don't share very easily, which may sound surprising, but it is true. However, these past few months have really brought my mom and I closer. We've both been dealing with lots of change, and being able to lean on one another has made our bond so much stronger, and I'm so grateful for that. I was the teenager that closed in on herself, like the fun kid to quiet teenager pipeline, I rode that shit. And that made it hard for us to connect because anytime she'd come knocking at my door, I'd be like, I don't want to talk, etc., etc. And I'm so lucky to have a mom that doesn't hold that against me by any means. A mom who gets it and has given me the space and time to get over my teenage, leave me alone, period, and who has given me the chance to get to know each other all over again as adults. I read this passage in Rachel Cusk's A Second Place, where she suggests that love is a choice. Quote unquote, true love is the product of freedom, she writes, and therefore a parent and child only have a chance at that kind of love, quote unquote, if they decide to start over again as adults. I find that really encapsulates our vibe well. My mom and I have chosen to nurture our relationship and to get to know one another differently, not so much under the dynamic of parent as authority and child as pupil, but more so as two individuals learning from one another and getting to know one another anew. This trip provided so many moments for conversations and getting to know each other in a different way. It was just really special. Mom, I know you're watching this and I love you so much. I'm just very grateful. Next video is from my travels in Korea. It was so awesome. I cannot wait to share. I'll also be sharing some bonus videos from last summer here and there just for fun because I have the footage and it's good. I'm just so fucking slow, sorry. And then I'll try to post the rest of my summer as in real time as possible. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.